friends, welcome to Creating with Jovi. Today we are making an accordion fold pocket. This is part of the 100 Days of Pockets collaboration. Now I'm going a little bit rogue on this one. Check out Cindy's pamphlet. She's got a pamphlet, a booklet basically, with all of the 100 pockets. And I'm doing mine a little bit different. This is an accordion fold pocket, and the one that's in the instructions is a little bit smaller. Also, while I'm at it, I want to let you know that Cindy and I are collaborating on this. She is the creator and I'm just co-hosting with her, and this has been a lot of fun. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this piece of paper here, and it measures 11, it's 11 inches wide. You can go with 12 inches if you want to. This just happened to be an offcut that I had actually, and I thought, you know what, I want to use this up. So it's 11, but you could use 12. 12 would probably be even better. It gives you a little bit more room to play with. So I'm going to turn this over like this. I'm going to go ahead and fold this like this. And now we officially have a pocket, right? Now I'm going to go ahead and push this down so we have a nice crease there, okay? And then I'm going to go ahead and simply glue these two edges down. I'm going to fold this in thirds. So while the glue on the edges is drying, I'm going to go ahead and mark it. We're going to go 3.5 inches. Another 3.5 inches is going to be to 7, and then that would be 8, 9, 10 and a half. So I have this little bit on the edge. I'm not going to cut it though until I fold everything, because you know when you fold it, it's like it takes up more room, if that makes sense. So I'm going to go ahead and actually let me grab my mat. The mat is great for being able to line up things straight and then be able to use my ruler so that I know that I'm doing straight lines. So our first mark is right here, so I'm going to actually line that up on this line here. And then I'm going to put my ruler right up to it. And you can see I've got it on the line here and I've got it on the line here. So that way I know I'm doing a nice straight line. I'm going to grab my bone folder. And I'm just going to do a nice crease there. And I'm going to do that again over here. This lands at the halfway mark. So on my mat, that's where the polka dots are. Straight lines are at the 1 inch mark, and then the polka dots are at the 1/4 and 1/2. So I've got that marked. Now I'm going to fold this in to an accordion shape. So this one I'm going to go this way. There we go. I'm going to push it down. A little bit of glue coming out there, which just got on my my bone folder. There we go. Okay. Still not used to using this thing. Okay, and then this one we're going to go in the opposite direction, which is going to be like this. Now if I had a much larger piece of paper, I could go ahead and, you know, keep going and do more of the zigzag. But here we are, basically we've got our zigzags. This piece definitely is longer, so I'm going to go ahead and mark that with my bone folder, and that's just so that I can see it. I'm going to bring it over here to my cutter here so that we get the right cut, and then I'm going to have to go ahead and re-glue this edge. All right, now we have got our zigzag and everything matches, and look how pretty it looks on the front. I think that looks great. And then just so that you guys know, tonight when I'm done creating this, tonight I'll take something heavy like this and I'll place it on it. You could put a book on top of it, put whatever you want on top of it, and it'll help flatten, sort of mold that paper into place so it lays flat instead of popping up like that. It's like a little jack-in-the-box right now. All right, now we're going to go ahead and get back to our pockets. For the instructions for how to create this pocket, well, I've already gone into a completely different direction, but I still want to use elements from the instructions from the booklet. So I've got this pink piece of stationery, and I'm thinking, yeah, I think that's going to work great. It's an 8.5 by 11. I am going to take this paper and I'm going to mark it at 2 3/4 inches One of the papers will be a little bit bigger than the others, but I'm not going to get into millimeters. I'm just not going to do that. So 2 3/4, I'm marking it here. I'm just using my bone folder to do that. And then if we do 2 3/4 again, it's going to go to 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, right here at 5.5. And then 5.5 to 6.5 to 7.5 and 3/4 right here. But I'll probably just leave that there. Now I'm going to grab my paper cutter and I'm going to cut where I marked it with my bone folder. These, as you can see, are longer than these, and this is where we're going to do our zigzag, okay? Or the accordion. Well, another accordion. We do have our other accordion. We do have our, this is an accordion, and now we're going to turn these into accordions as well. So I think, because these are a little bit bigger, let's go ahead and fold these every 2 inches. I'm thinking that. I'm feeling like that. So I'm going to grab my ruler. So I'm doing every 2 inches. Now, in the instructions, these were marked at every 1 inch, but my pocket is actually bigger. So I'm just calculating so things sort of look like they're working together the way that they should. All right, and I think actually, so it doesn't reach through, and that's quite all right. I'm going to use the top one as my guide. I'm just going to fold them all at the same time. How about that? We're cheating a little bit. And that is okay. Saving a little time. All right, there we go. Now we have to test it and see if this has been a good way to do this or not. But let me, they call this burnishing. I just call it pressing. Okay, so we've got our accordions, right? Let's go ahead and separate them. Now let's bring over this accordion. What I'm thinking is we can go ahead. One of these is going to get glued to the top and then another is going to get tucked. And I'm trying to decide how I want to do that. Okay, I think I have made my decisions. We've got this little extra flap on them. Let's play with this just a little bit. Let's go here. Let's go ahead and we're going to fold it. And let's say this was our glue spot, right? And we glue this here. The first one comes undone, but then it tucks down here into the pocket. Okay? And then we take it out of the pocket and then we can grab it and unfold it all the way. And let me push this up so you can see there's so much journaling space on there. So I think this is how I'm going to do this. I really like that. I know that one of these is just a smidge wider than the other ones, and that would be this one right here. So I want this one to go in the middle because it should fit with no problem at all. I want to make sure that these are going to fit because remember we have a glue line. Let me test our glue line and see how wide it is. It's pretty wide. Okay, let me check this one. Okay. So let me just even see if these are going to fit. If I glue it right here, like where it's centered, will this fit down in the pocket? Let's see. Oh yeah, this one we're okay. No problem at all. You can even leave this little flap hanging out, and then it'll help you pull these out. That's not a bad idea. All right, that one's going to fit. This is going to fit fine, no problem. Let's check this one. Oh yeah, we're good. We're good. Okay, great. All right, let's go ahead and get these glued. I'm going to flip all these over, just get the glue on them all at the same time. Makes a little bit quicker work of it. Now you could use double stick tape if you wanted to. Okay, now I'm just going to go ahead and put them in place here. Actually, I'm going to move this out of the way. Before I really glue it down, I'm just going to make sure it's going to fit in the pocket. All right, that's looking good. Okay. So looking at this now, if we had wanted to, we could have stenciled over the white. It's no problem. Sometimes it's nice to have a nice clean surface. This surface could be used for writing also. if you wanted to lift up your pocket, because this is the only thing that'll be glued down. So you can actually write on this paper on both sides, this side and this side, and right here, and on the pocket, honestly, if you wanted to. All right, so let me get this stuffed in here. There we go. Okay, and now we're gonna get this one in. I like our little flappy doodah here. I think that's pretty cute. Before we move on, I'm just gonna press down. That's just pressing our glue around. I'm just so not used to using that. I'm gonna use my scissors. It's just so much easier for me anyway. There we go. Okay, so for now we're gonna close this up like this and this. Okay, so this is the front. Let's go ahead and decorate it. I have this really pretty piece of chipboard given to me by my friend Carrie the Paper Monkey. We're gonna go ahead and put this on here. I'm gonna put my heavy pottery down there to hold that in place while I decide where I want these flowers. And I think I'm gonna do the flowers right over here. And I might need a little bit of foam tape on this one. If I want to do this here, like that, this part goes up on the chipboard, and then this is kind of like there's a gap there. So I want to go ahead and make sure that I fill in that gap. And if I mark this, actually let me mark it with this. So this is the bottom of the chipboard here. So if I'm able to pick these up at the same time, I can mark with my pencil right here, and I know that I need to get my foam tape right there, okay? Let's go ahead and do that. I'm gonna put this back under here so it can work on drying while I'm working on this. Just so you guys know, I ordered this on Amazon, and I got a nice big roll, as you could see. I wouldn't mind having a little piece right there on that end just to support it. I can see already it's got like a little bend in it. So let's give it some support, okay? The rest is just gonna get glue, but let me go ahead and take the tape backing off. And here comes our glue. All right, now, back over here. And I should be able to feel the tape just sort of tuck up and snuggle up against it. Yeah, I can even hear it. Okay, my friends, let's have a look at our handiwork. I added some washi tape, but we'll get to that. All right, so here's the front. I love it. I think that looks great. The pop-up tape worked perfectly. Remember, it's a Z, so we open it up. And then we have these that flip up and down, but we can also take this out and we pull it, and we get so much writing space. And not only do we get writing space on the front, but we get writing space on the back as well. So on each one of these, I went ahead and I added, here, let me open it up for you. I added some washi tape just to add a nice decorative element to it. And then you don't have to tuck these into the pocket, but you sure can. But you get a lot of writing space in a very compact area, which I think is super cool. This is my version of the accordion fold pocket. And as Cindy's been saying, these are open to interpretation, and today I'm glad, because I struggled with the other one. But I do like this. I think it's pretty cool. Feel free to adjust things as you might need to. And then here's the back. And if you wanted to, you could add a piece of paper here for additional writing. You could add one here as well, or you could just write right on top of this. So there's a tremendous amount of writing space on this little accordion pocket. My friends, I appreciate you being here. Check out Cindy's channel. Go see what she did today. I can't wait to see her video. I'm very curious to see how hers came out. Tomorrow is the Lift the Flap pocket. That sounds like a lot of fun. Thanks for watching. See you soon.